today's Wild World Weekly, we're going to be covering a handful of stories from around the world. Subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and let me know if you're liking these new series. Let's head to Australia now, guys. Heading over to Queensland, Australia now, guys, and this is very, very sad news. A 6-year-old female giraffe ended up passing away after having a very complicated birth. The calf also passed away as well, which is sad. The veterinary team and the zookeepers tried all they could to help the calf and help the mother, but with all the stress and problems they've had, the veterinary team had to make a really big decision and end up putting down the 6-year-old female. It doesn't get any easier, guys, when you do lose an animal, and wildlife breeding is very risky. Things can go wrong. My heart goes out to Sydney Zoo and all the keepers. Hopefully in the future, fingers crossed, you can have some more giraffes and add back into the collection. It's really sad to see the mother pass away and also the baby. With that said, let's move on to the next story. We're going to head over to India, and yeah, let's see what's happening over there. Some big news at the Indians' Rajiv Gandhi Zoo. There was 15 spotted thieves between the 7th and the 12th that have passed away, sparking massive concerns by the authorities. The authorities are investigating the possible diseases or environmental caused by the deaths. It looks like the animal welfare experts are demanding the zoo to do more testing to find out if there is disease in the zoo or if it's just accidental deaths or old age. Some good news from that story, guys. There's not been a death of a deer at the park since the 13th of July now, so it looks like they've got it all under control, and it might have just been some diseases. Thank God they got it under control. But saying that, we are going to head back down under to Australia to jump on and see our froggy friends. Let's see what they're doing down there. A hopeful highlight comes from Victoria, Australia. Over 600 critically endangered spotted tree frogs have been released into the wild near the river. More than half have been relocated, showing strong survival rates after recent bushfires damaging the habitat and wiping out a lot of species. This conservation effort is remarkable, and the collaboration between zoos like Victoria Zoo, scientists and traditional owners of land and volunteers is what's making this happen. It really is a beautiful example of how zoos and conservation in captivity can actually help. The fact is, we in captivity have brought these frogs back and released them back into the wild where they belong. That just shows how amazing zoos and conservation work is and how important it is. We are going to move on to the next story now, guys. Let's go there now and see what's happening. After a 30-year gap, gorillas are back at the St. Antonio Zoo in their new Congo Falls home. The 2-acre exhibit housed 16 western lowland gorillas which are critically endangered, and features a massive pool with a waterfall for them to play in. We also have a 70-foot tower where visitors can view the gorillas from high up. This habitat is a win-win for both the gorillas and the public. This is a huge leap for primates and also the conservation work for these amazing gorillas. You get to get up close and personal with them at this zoo, and they get to live in a 2-acre enclosure, which is nice and tall. Millions and millions of dollars have been spent on this enclosure. Now we are going to head to another zoo, and we're going to go into somewhere quite dark. Let's go to there right now. Bronx Zoo's World of Darkness has reopened. This famous World of Darkness habitat has reopened after 16 years. It has fully changed and been modified to give you the best experience when you go there, but to also highlight some of the most amazing nocturnal creatures on Earth, like the amazing sandcats, the blood-sucking vampire bats, cloud rats and two-toed sloths, just to name some. The lights are programmed to display the animals without causing them any stress and alarm, so you can get an educational visit to this beautiful house. If you didn't go the first time round, now it's reopened after 16 years, you're definitely going to have to go, guys, and get to see these nocturnal animals up close and personal in the most natural habitat they can in captivity. Absolutely amazing. You get to see the natural behaviour, and you get to see up close and personal these nocturnal animals like the bats. So next one we're going to go to the sea in Australia, but If I told you that SeaWorld have actually done a good deed, would you believe me? Let's go and have a look what they've done. Heading back to Australia now, and we're going to head into the sea. A young humpback whale got entangled in crab traps and netting off the Australia coast and was finally freed after 6 hours of searching them, spamming around 50 miles of sea looking for this humpback whale. SeaWorld Foundation and Queensland Parks and wildlife teams all teamed up to cut the heavy-duty ropes and lobster pots from the whale's head. Once the young whale was freed, he swam off very, very strongly. And the rescuers said this was very, very rare that they get to the whales in time before they pass away. It just shows that also even the evil places like SeaWorld, they'll still do their part to, help these animals in the wild, which is pretty cool to see. You don't normally see a good story about SeaWorld helping in the wild, so it's quite nice that they helped in this situation. We are going to hit the last story now, guys. Let's head over to it now and see what today's last story is in the animals. If you do like today's video, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, leave a comment and let me know if you want to see this on a weekly basis or a monthly basis or whatnot. Do you like the new format of it being a bit longer? And if you're still watching now, put a hashtag down below, Creature Nation, to show me that you're watching right now to the end. To end today's news, we're going to head over to Scotland to Edinburgh Zoo. Edinburgh Zoo welcomes their first sloth bear, which is a 2-year-old sloth bear, which has came from a European zoo. This is the first sloth bear in a Scotland zoo for many, many years, and the only one in Scotland at the moment. Absolutely amazing. Edinburgh Zoo did lose their giant pandas several years ago. China ended up taking them back. Of course, obviously, China owns all giant pandas. So yeah, we want to end up on a really good time. Hopefully, the sloth bear gets a mate in the future, and Edinburgh Zoo can be a breeding program for these beautiful bears. Of course, sloth bears are absolutely amazing, very, very beautiful, and very, very underrated in my opinion. And if you like these videos, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and follow. Check out one of the videos what's floated around now, guys. And I promise you I shall see you in the next video. Bye for now.